exploring icon, index, and symbol pairs, a semiotics perspective.
Welcome to the Universal Principles podcast. Today, we're diving into a fascinating principle from the world of semiotics: icon, index, and symbol. In essence, it's how we classify signs, but what does that really mean?
Thanks for having me. Semiotics, at its core, is the study of meaning-making through signs and symbols. The icon, index, and symbol principle, developed by Charles Peirce, helps us understand that representation exists on a spectrum. Think of it as the different ways something can stand for something else, ranging from direct resemblance to purely conventional agreement. It's all about how we interpret the world around us.
Could you walk us through a concrete example of each? I'm still wrapping my head around it.
Sure, an icon resembles what it represents. Think of a photograph, it visually mimics the subject. An index has a direct connection. Smoke is an index of fire. It points directly to the presence of something else. And finally, a symbol has an arbitrary relationship defined by culture. A national flag is a great example. It represents a nation, but the connection is purely conventional.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So a portrait is an icon, a fever is an index of illness, and the equals sign in math is a symbol. What about something more complex? For example, how would a detective use this to solve a crime?
A detective constantly uses this principle. Fingerprints at a crime scene are indices. They directly connect a person to the location. A suspect's behavior, like nervously avoiding eye contact, might be an index of guilt. And a getaway car matching a certain profile acts like an icon, representing the offender's actions, or using gang symbols as symbols to infer motives. It's all about interpreting those signs.
That's fascinating, so it's all about interpretation. Let's take another example. How would an artist use this principle in creating a portrait?
An artist uses all three. The portrait itself aims to be an icon, resembling the subject. The artist might use specific colors or symbolic objects as symbols to represent aspects of the subject's personality or story. The brushstrokes or the choice of canvas could even be seen as indices, reflecting the artist's technique and emotional state during creation. It's about layering meaning.
This is really opening my eyes. Are there similar principles in other fields?
Absolutely. In linguistics, we have the arbitrariness of the sign principle. It highlights how the connection between a word, the sign, and its meaning, the object, is largely arbitrary, just like Peirce's symbol. The word dog doesn't inherently look or sound like a dog, we just culturally agree that it represents one.
So how can our listeners start using this icon, index, and symbol principle in their daily lives?
Great question. First, be more aware of the signs around you and how they create meaning. Second, when communicating, think about which type of sign you're using to convey your message. Are you relying on resemblance, direct connection, or convention? Finally, be mindful of how others might interpret these signs differently based on their own cultural background. It could prevent many misunderstandings.
That's some really practical advice. It's amazing how this simple framework can help us understand the world around us better.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of universal principles. They offer a new perspective in so many areas.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on Universal Principles.